Hey everyone, how are you doing? It is the 30th, and I'm talking today a little bit about roadblocks. Have you ever been like just kind of trying to do something and you have a goal in mind and you're working towards that goal and you find that no matter what you do, you're not getting any further with that goal. It's like you're trying and trying and nothing's really working for you and you don't know why. But then you start making excuses for yourself. You find yourself saying, "Oh, I really want to be able to do this, but I can't because I have this, or I can't because I have that." The thing with this is that, I'm having a lot of clients coming to me and asking why are they not getting in a different place in their life? Why are they not finding success in the things that they do? And the interesting thing about this is that it seems to be from the therapist's point is that I think that it's almost fear. People fear moving forward. People fear change. We know that. We know that people fear change no matter what. But help me understand, and maybe you guys can have some input. I do see we're on Facebook, Instagram. We're on Facebook, two Facebook pages, and YouTube. So if you guys want to comment and leave comments and actually join the conversation, that would be great because that'll give me another insight. Um, if you can just go ahead and go into the live, which if you're in here now, if you're not able to put a comment, just go in streamyard.com/Facebook, and that'll give you the authorization to go ahead and comment. Um, Give me 1 second here. Perfect. I'm just trying to get some studio lights in here because I was on a call just before coming in here. That's why I'm late. I want to apologize for that in advance. So when we look at the way that people understand or the way the brain understands what you're trying to do, I think the unconscious mind makes a lot of decisions based on old patterns, and those old patterns are based on what the experience has been in the past. So if you have anything that kind of in any way connects to that, what it does is it gives us a feeling or the emotion that we can't do it, or that it's overwhelming, or it's too big. A lot of my clients will say, I get so close all the time. I get really, really close, and then all of a sudden nothing happens, and I can't make it work. I don't know what's going on. It just doesn't happen for me. So, the interesting thing is that we don't know why it happens unconsciously, but I think it has to do with a lot of what's happening in our brain from learned experiences, right? Maybe trauma. Um, Maybe it has to do with you made a decision in the past and it didn't work and you were disappointed. Perhaps it has to do with the way we feel sometimes that we're just not connected into our own emotions, or we don't understand what we truly want, and maybe there's some fear in that also. And if you're fearing that, hey Daisy, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Maybe there's fear that is stuck in what it is that we're feeling, or maybe I don't know. I mean, and I kind of want to get some people's comments or some understandings of what you guys think is happening, because I know that we've all had that same feeling. We've had the feeling where, we're trying to accomplish something. We have a mindset of something we want to do. And then we find that we're not succeeding at it. No matter what we do, we're just not succeeding at it. And it's not that you're a failure, because each one of us has an ambition, a want, an idea of what it is that we want for ourselves. And if we can figure that out, that will give us the opportunity to make change and to bring new ideas into place. One thing I can tell you in therapy is that if you don't have a way to be able to have a leverage, right, you'll feel stuck. So let's say that, for instance, you're wanting to start a new business, but the thing is that you've been working at this for maybe the last 3 years and nothing happens. It doesn't evolve. You're not moving forward. It's just kind of sitting there. And the idea is that when we want something different, you have to ask for a different change, right? You have to ask for something different to create a change. Every action causes a reaction. But in order for you to be able to achieve those things, you have to be able to have something that's stronger, something that's going to drive you faster and stronger than the initial thing you're trying to accomplish, especially if there's past experiences that are bringing you down. If you're feeling emotionally stuck, or you're feeling like there's something not going on, then you need to realize that that's something that's affecting you. That's something that's coming towards your way, and something that's creating this understanding in the unconscious mind that keeps causing failure over and over again. That is something we need to be very aware of, because if failure is happening like that and we don't understand why, I believe that a lot of times that has something to do with the unconscious behavior, unconscious processes of a learned experience. Failure's tough, isn't it? When we fail, it kind of beats us up. And I'm gonna tell you one thing I think that everybody needs to do is we need to go inside and start working on ourselves, right? If you have a lack of confidence, if you're having a lack of understanding, if you're not sure where you're at or where you're standing and there's doubt, the doubt's going to hold you back. I think that a lot of people tend to lower themselves or to beat themselves up or to, not embrace themselves. And they look for outside stimulus, outside people to give them the ability to become better at what they are, better who they're doing, or what they're trying to do. The process with that is that if they don't have that understanding to take care of themselves, nobody else is going to come in and say, oh, you know what, Bob, you need to go ahead and do that. Take that business launch and see what happens. And maybe you'll do really well. But if the fear is inside, then nothing's going to change. So if we're aware of that, then we're able to go ahead and make that change and start to produce behavior patterns. It'll start to change, hopefully, the way that we understand or experience something. So if we can get into the mindset that we nurture ourselves, take care of ourselves, don't doubt yourself, always put yourself on another level to get the unconscious mind to understand, okay, if I can do this, I'll get this and this to work with me. And this will start to help me grow and become a better person, become a better individual, become a better whatever Bob's trying to accomplish, right? So how do you get rid of those past tapes, those past experiences, those worries, those processes that come into play? The only way to do that is that either you go into the unconscious mind and you do some self healing work, right? You need to go in and find out, where's this coming from? Is it real? Maybe it's real. Maybe if you take a launch into this new business, and Bob tries to do this, right? Bob decides he's going to go ahead and start to work and do this business, and then he fails. And it's another notch in that pain, right? Another notch in that failure. He has to be able to find what leverages him, what makes Bob become a better person, and what makes Bob understand that he's able to achieve this goal if he does this, this, and this. A lot of times it's in planning, right? If you can't plan, you're not going to get anything done. And if you can't get anything done, you're going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck in that negativity. You have to be able to, adjust that, is what I'm thinking. You have to adjust that behavior pattern, that worriness that comes with everything that we're doing. Unconsciously, you're making decisions based on your past experiences. And you could be in that rut for 20 years, not just 3 years. So the best thing to do is to really go in and plan your process, plan what's going to happen. So if Bob goes and he starts this new business, does he have enough equity, enough money to be able to put that money into that business, or is he going to lose everything? Planning and strategic planning is so important when you're doing something, that even the smallest thing, right? If you're going to become a non-smoker and you've tried 2,500 other times, what makes today different than the other times? The only thing that's going to make that different is going to be if you can change your thought process. And we make changes every day, right? We go in and we make these changes based on what we know we need to do, or what it is that we know that we can achieve. So know that when people make change, it's only because there's something going on, right? There's either they're fed up with something, they're so tired of something, or they're getting pleasure in what they're doing. So if you can get pleasure in what you're doing, you're going to have more success in where you're going and what you're doing, because you can feel the pleasure. And in order for that to happen, you have to have that leverage. You have to figure out what it is that feels better than what you're trying to do. so if Bob's trying to start his business and Bob has failed at 3 other businesses, Bob needs to kind of internally go in and find out what stimulates him, what's a pleasure zone. So maybe the pleasure zone is his family will have more money this time. This isn't such a big risk as it was in the past. He's done his homework and he understands that this business is going to have success in it. When we understand these things, it helps us understand, humans understand, individuals understand that we have the leverage now to do something, and it doesn't feel so bad. I think that the hardest part of what we have in people is that they don't make the initial move because they're petrified, right? In psychology, they call it analysis causes paralysis. The more you analyze it, the scarier it gets. The scarier it gets, the more you just sit. So don't let people bring you down. Let people bring you up. And as they bring you up, utilize their excitement, their energy. But if they're talking negativity to you and they're making you feel negative, making you feel like you're not successful, like you're not achieving, like you're not reaching goals, that you should be fearful, that's probably not your friend. That's probably somebody that you don't want in your aura, in your energy field, in your space. Mainly because what happens with that is that, you know what, now they're here forever, right? They're your best friend telling you that you shouldn't take a chance like that because you might fail. Why do we create those roadblocks? I think that we create those roadblocks a lot of times because what happens is the roadblock keeps us safe, right? It keeps us in a place where we are safe and we don't have to worry about what might happen if we fail. And if you want, if you really want to experience life and you want to feel really good about yourself and know that you can do something, take a small challenge every day. Bob needs to take small pieces of what his big plan is, put them together on a daily basis, and pivot off of those emotions. Make those emotions become the emotions of why he does what he does and why he feels so good. This is the only way that I have found with my clients that I can get them to become successful at something they're trying to do. If they can feel the energy or the sensation or the uprise, right, that we're creating inside ourselves, that's the point where they're going to be able to feel good. They're going to be able to start taking their emotions and putting them aside, which sounds kind of bad, huh? We're always told we need to face our emotions. We need to be aware of our emotions. Um, we need to be able to work through our emotions, and you have to work through them. But sometimes you have to turn those emotions off, especially if they're negative. If you're having negative emotions, they have to be turned off. Otherwise, it becomes self defeating. And the purpose for everybody in life is to not be self defeating, but to be able to actually achieve something, to go after your goals, reach your dreams, reach what it is that you want. And a lot of times, it's difficult to do that when you're stuck in this negative pattern. I have Daisy here. If Daisy has questions, I don't know if there's anybody else on YouTube. I can't see that feed today, and I don't know why. YouTube usually gets most of my people coming in and talking to me. Facebook, not so much. You guys do see the live replays, and that's great. I haven't done a live in a while because it's just been busy. I've been really busy with work and a lot of clients coming through my office space. And, we're just really seeing a lot of people moving, a lot of people doing some amazing work with some of these people. But if you have questions or help me even understand, because I mean, I am talking to you on a hypnotherapist side, on a therapist side of things. I mean, layman side, maybe there's something that you guys know more than I do about what happens when you're not looking at your emotions or not handling those negative feelings and you're trying to do something that you're failing at. Failure's a tough thing. Failure can be a pretty rough feeling, a really pretty rough emotion, right? If that happens over and over again, eventually you give up. And I don't want you guys to give up. I want you guys to sit back, look at something you've been trying to achieve for some time now, and go in and try to figure out those emotions. What is connecting to that? What's holding you back? Once you got that, and I'm telling you, there's something deeper in the core. It's not just a surface level. It's not just an area where you're thinking, oh my gosh, I've tried so hard to start this business. I tried so hard to have a good family. I've tried so hard to. And if it's something you're doing it over and over again and you're not succeeding at, there's a problem. We don't sometimes know where the problem is. I sometimes don't know where the problem is. And that's where we go into with hypnotherapy and consultations and understanding the client 100%. If I can understand you, I can understand your values. If I can understand your values, I can assist you at helping you reach a new level of success. But if we don't understand where the core issue is, it's tough. It's hard to change that. And I'll tell you, in my the advertising that I did for this, I talked a little bit about how people do something over and over again. They'll do this for years and absolutely never get success. And it's just certain portions of their life. I'm not saying to try to take a chance at starting something or doing something or something that jeopardizes you mentally, emotionally, or physically, causes damage to you, right? Because we don't want that. But what I'm telling you is that if you're trying over and over again to accomplish something and something is not working for you, there's got to be something there's something emotionally deep inside. It's a much deeper level than that. And that's where the unconscious mind comes into play. The unconscious mind is just a cassette tape running, or a cassette tape or a CD running on the information that it already knows. That's your moral belief system, right? Where our soul is damaged easily when something happens negatively over and over again, and we become stuck in that sensation or emotion. So to tell you, to kind of close this off a little bit and to kind of give you some ideas of what I think helps my clients and helps them actually go through and achieve these ideas or dreams that they've had and worked on for a long time, is that they need to understand themselves more and also create a plan. If you are trying to do something with a plan, without a plan, even stopping smoking, right? Or making $100,000 next year, there has to be a plan. How are you going to do that? How are you going to get there? Work on the plan first. Then go back and look and analyze what emotions or what thoughts you had that held you back. A lot of times it becomes procrastination. People will just say, oh, I can't do this. So, you know what? I'll handle it tomorrow. And eventually it goes away. And again, we're still going into the same thing where you're self-protecting yourself. You're keeping yourself in a place where you're not going to be hurt. You're not going to have failure. You're going to be just sitting, waiting for something to happen. It's really important that we understand that. And it's important that we go in and we acknowledge that, face it face to face. If you have a plan, you're less likely to fail. But possibly, and more than likely, in the past, when you started doing the same thing over and over again, you didn't have a plan. You didn't know where you were going. You just wanted this. You were achieving this. I want to become smoke free. I need to quit smoking because my wife wants me to. Or, I need that new job because I want to make more money. Oh, but I've never done that job before. That's pretty scary. Younger people don't seem to have those barriers, those limitations. And what I found in my practice is that they don't have those limitations because they have not gone through the emotional, I guess, breakdowns that we've had as older adults, right? I mean, I know a gentleman right now, he's 22. He has 4 properties in other states that he manages, and he has a job here at the Port of Long Beach making a lot of money. But what's interesting is that nothing, and now he's dabbling in the stock market. So he's in the millions, worth probably in the millions, at 22 years old. Because he's so young, there's no fear in that. He doesn't have the fear of having huge disappointments. And I think psychologically, if you look at that, if you've never experienced tons of disappointment, maybe you tried something and you had a little bit of failure, but then it got a little bit better, you have a better chance at success. But if you're not like him and you're at that young age that you've already conditioned yourself into that, then you probably need to figure out what's going on and kind of look back at what's happening to yourself and start a new plan, right? Execute the plan step by step and award yourself, accomplish yourself, make yourself feel good over the small things that you accomplish. Because remember, a small thing leads to a big thing. And it's a safe way to do things. I mean, some people jump all in with both feet. Kudos to them. I give them a strong go for it, because a strong attaboy, right? Because a lot of people can't do that. I won't do that. I make sure that what I'm doing, especially when it comes to a client, I make sure that what I'm doing has to do with the plan. Because if the plan is not being followed and worked through, we're all going to fail. And we're all going to have that negative success of, oh my God, I failed. So take your time, look at those things, evaluate where you are. Also, cherish yourself, love yourself, because there's going to be times where you're trying to do something over and over again. You fail and you don't know why. It's okay to fail. If it upsets me more when a client chooses not to try something than to just fail. I'd rather you try something and fail at it and be okay with it and learn from it, right? So if you failed last 2 years ago and you failed on what you were trying to do, look at it, understand it. It's okay to fail. I mean, there's people fail every day. But the problem is where you fail and decide you're not going to do anything anymore. You self-protect yourself and keep yourself very comfortable and very protected. I don't think that's living, is it? It's surviving, but I don't think you're going to be thriving like that. So my process to you would be to just go out there, pick what you're doing in your household. Pick one thing this week, this coming week that's coming. Pick one thing that you can go in and you can actually start to do, one thing that you can experience, and go from the beginning of the week to the end of the week. Plan it out. Say, so at the end of the week, make it dinner, right? Let's make something simple. So say at the end of the week, I'm going to make chicken cordon bleu. I've never done it, but I'm going to prepare myself. So maybe on Monday, go get the stuff you need in order for you to, I got lights. I guess the electricians are back into the power plant. I don't know, but my lights just came on. So good at the end of my session, but the lights are coming on. Better late than never, right? So if you're going to go in and you're going to decide what it is that you're going to make the chicken cordon bleu at the end of the week, buy what you need on Monday, right? Maybe Tuesday, look at a recipe. Thursday, get yourself to understand maybe if there's other failures, find out what those other failures were so you understand them. Then that way, when you come into Friday and you start preparing that in the afternoon, one, you have all your products ready. You have all your foods available for you to make that chicken cordon bleu. You also have a plan. You have a recipe, right? You also understand what other people wrote about or talked about that was not, that they failed at. So maybe they cooked it too long and the chicken was rubbery. So therefore you say, okay, I'm not going to cook it that long. I'm going to check it before I serve it. Something like that. So I challenge you this next week for you guys to do one thing, set up one thing that you're going to be able to accomplish from beginning to end, and plan it for next Friday. DM me on this Facebook Live. Send me a message in the chat and let me know what you accomplished between now and Friday. All right. All right, guys, it's 6:28. I'm going to wrap this up. I don't like to go more than 30 minutes, and you know that. It's just, especially when I don't see anybody on. I know there's people on YouTube because I see the movement on YouTube, but I'm not seeing the comments. And usually YouTube is the one that comments a lot more than Facebook, because Facebook, you guys are like everywhere. Some of you are on right now. Some of you are not on right now. Some of you are doing other things, and it sent you a notification. You saw the notification originally, and then some of you don't get the notification when it's actually going live. But I'm going to start doing these. I'm going to start trying to do these at least every Friday or every other Friday. All right. That way we can kind of keep this going. I think it's, as we grow, I'm hoping more of you get involved and more of you actually try to figure yourself out. It's easy to walk around life blind and not put yourself in a place where you learn about yourself or understand why do you operate the way you operate, right? A lot of people do that. I mean, we're called sheeple for a reason, right? We just follow along with the pattern of life. And if you want to be more successful, you want to achieve your dreams, you want to go after your goals, follow me. Let's start having conversations. Let's get these Friday talks to become bigger and better. And let's start bringing people in. You have friends and family that you think would be interested in stuff like this. Let's talk about it. You have friends that are failing or that are not succeeding. They can't maintain a job. They can't hold a job. Let's talk about it. Let's figure that out. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I value you guys. Thank you guys. I think we hit a milestone on how many followers we have. And I think we posted about that. Thank you guys so much. Check us out on YouTube. You can check us out on Facebook and Instagram, all Deeper States Mind and Wellness. On Instagram, I believe I'm the NLP practitioner, I think. You'll find me on there. Just search for me, Michael Almaraz on Instagram. You'll find me. I'm wide open. If you guys have any questions or you guys want to talk to me personally, you have a DM, you want to send me a private message, you're welcome to do that. I try to answer all my messages. We have been really busy. That's why there's been no lives at this time. But we're back, and I hope you are too. Have a great day, you guys. Have a good night tonight. Enjoy your dinner. Enjoy your weekend. We're kicking off for a weekend, and it should be a good time. Take care, and thank you. And let me get back in here. I'm going to find my brands and everything else and close you out. Take care, guys. I appreciate everything. Bye-bye.
I think these videos are brilliant, and I'm sure you will like them too. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell.